Let's talk blades, because that's what we're into.
Sorry, I just wanted to try that little ASMR test right there. I'm gonna start opening and closing my knives on the mic, so I can just be like,
oh yeah, yeah, you like that, yeah. You hear that? Those are bronze washers.
I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do an ASMR thing. That's just stupid. Oh man, but hey, if that's your thing and you like the sound of mac and cheese being stirred in a bowl or whatever freaky foot fetish thing that you guys are into, you're into that. That's cool, man. I am into blades. I'm not going to do any ASMR blade noise making. That's just going to be weird. Anyways, I got something different for you guys today, so let's get into this shiznit. No, that's the other knife. My bad. This is the Coldsteel AK-47. This is an older model. Well, not really older, I should say. It's probably the newer model, but of an older model. I don't know if that makes sense. The original Coldsteel AK-47, I should probably get that from my father, because he has one, an original AK-47. This one is the G10 version. If you're able to find the all-metal version, get it, because that's the original AK-47. This one is the updated version. G10 handle scales, and still has the same blade profile, just a little bit different. This one's sporting the CTS XHP steel. I like CTS XHP. I like the Carpenter steel. It's good stuff. The grip on this thing is phenomenal. I love, 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 love this grip. I don't know why, I just do. I think this is a very great knife for what you get. The reach is there. The handle is huge, but the reach is there. And of course, you got that blade right there. So let's go ahead and get into the specs, shall we? So, you are looking at 5.19 ounces. So it's a little bit over 5 ounces, which, I guess it's not too bad. I carried this knife for a little bit. As you can tell, it's got a little bit of wear right there and on the pocket clip. I like it because it has almost like a wave feature. That's this little nub thing right here with a little bit of a space underneath it. It acts the same way as long as this thing is all the way up to the seam of your pocket, and when you pull it out, it has to ride that seam and catch onto this thumb plate, and it pops it open lightning fast, making it a waveable knife. Not exactly the wave itself, but it is a waveable knife, and it's designed that way. And there's a decent amount of Coldsteels that have that. So you got the, this is aluminum here, this weird L-shaped thing with the lanyard hole. This is metal. This is aluminum. Of course, the G10, it's all blacked out. Love, love, love it. You can switch the pocket clip from right to left, and we'll go ahead and get into the length. 3.5 inch cutting edge with an overall 9 inches length. There are no washers excuse me. There are no liners in there. It's just G10. I could have swore I did a video on the AK-47, but I was looking to see if I did, and I think I probably erased it by accident and tried to upload it at some point. So I'm just doing a revised version now, so good thing, right? Let's go ahead and get into the width. So let's see how thick that handle is. 12.9 millimeters on the handle, and you're looking at 3.5 millimeters on the blade. This is a great knife. This is a great knife. Although I'm a little bit confused about this part right here. It's not fully sharpened all the way through. It stops right there. I guess that's normal. I guess. But, I don't know. I have an AUS-8 version of this knife that I actually gave to a coworker slash friend. Very, very cool guy. When I first met him, he wasn't really all that nice, but getting to know him throughout the years, he's actually a really funny dude. He makes me laugh. A really, really cool guy. He's a French coworker, and I'm really honored that he has my other half of this. I just had two, and I was like, you know what? I think somebody would appreciate this a little bit more than me. So the AUS-8 version of this knife is the older version. This one is the newer version, the CTS XHP, excuse me, Carpenter steel. I like the pocket clip on this. It feels like a deep carry pocket clip because this thing kind of rides out a little bit. So you have that much popping out of your pocket most of the time, and you got that little hook kind of riding on that pocket. So you only have that much. No one really knows what it is. They see cold steel. I'm sure they'll figure it out. It's a knife. When I first got this knife, I have to admit that there was a little bit of blade stick, or excuse me, a lock stick. It took a while for me to get used to that because that triad lock is super strong. I had to literally take pliers to this. Excuse me, not pliers. Channel locks. Channel locks? Monkey wrench? Big beefy man tool to unlock this thing. I don't know my tools. I'm sorry. I only know my knives. So sorry. But so yeah, it took. I think it was channel locks. But this thing had a lot of really bad lock stick on there. The only thing that kind of feels a little bit weird is the fact that it's so thin right in this area, right here. But everywhere else, it's like super wide. And it does feel pretty decent in the reverse grip. It does, overall. Something that I quite enjoy, really. The black coating that is on this knife has actually stood the beat up that I've put this knife through. But that Carpenter steel, man, is some tough stuff. It really is. To me, it's just a little bit of a pain in the butt to sharpen. But it is doable. You'll be on that stone for a little bit, so... but it does keep a really good edge on there, so tool steel's great. I really like it. My personal thoughts on this knife, I really have to say that it's a modern twist on a classic. The original AK-47 was made had aluminum handle scales on it, and it looked just like this, just different materials, a slightly different color. I think it was lighter in color, probably like darker grays. Same. But it was AUS-8 steel. Just looked really pretty. And then someone that I used to work with a long time ago told me that the AK-47 was made out of recycled AK parts, like real real rifle parts from the AK-47. I don't know. I don't believe that. I think he was over-exaggerating on that. I'm pretty sure he was, because when he told me that, I thought that was really cool, but I also thought that was kind of pointless. Like, that's like saying you built a boat out of original Titanic parts. Like, no one cares. It's good for you. No one's gonna really believe that. Like, what's the point in that? You know, like, it's metal, you know. You're gonna use it for something. It just sounds silly to me. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense. Why would you make a knife, call it the AK-47, but use recycled AK-47 parts to do it? I don't know. It just sounded really dumb coming out of his mouth, and when I heard it, I kind of chuckled. In the back of my head, I was like, wow, this guy's not telling me the truth. I think he's just overselling the product, even though... I don't know. It just sounded really stupid to me. But hey, there might be some inkling of truth in there. Maybe. I don't know. Either way, this is a great knife. It's a little over 5 ounces, but it's fine. And it's really light. It's really durable, and it's got the triad lock. What more can you want from a knife company of Cold Steel building something like this? Let's go ahead and show you how sharp it is, because it's a Cold Steel. I'm going to show you how sharp this Cold Steel is. And yeah, I've used it on some stuff, but if you look, it's pretty dang sharp. And another thing is, the price tag on this is a little bit steep. When I bought this thing, it was a little over 100. I think it was 115, and I saw it marked down for 85 at one point, and on Amazon it is listed at 115.60 right now. So I don't know, that price, it just seems to bounce around a lot. I was thinking about getting another one. because it had S30V. I think that was one of them. But I guess it really depends on the blade steel. If you're looking for a regular AUS-8, it's going to be cheaper. If you're looking for carpenter steel, it's going to be a little bit more. S30V, I think that one was a subtle price, but, you know, I don't know. So it's up to you guys whether or not you guys are into this sort of thing. This isn't a huge and scary knife, although it does have the reach, assuming that you're not choking up. But it does have the reach. And as far as I'm concerned, I really like that hook part right here, because when your hand goes into that configuration, that it feels like it's locked in place. It really does. It feels like you really do have a decent, you know, knife in your hands. So it's just one of those classics. Someone told me that it reminds them of like a Batman type thing. I don't know. I just they were like, wow, that's like a knife that Batman would carry. I'm like, it doesn't look like a bat to me, but I think it's because of the all black thing and the way that it looks overbuilt. I don't know. Kind of cool. You can switch the pocket clip, obviously, from left to right, which is really nice about Coldsteel. And their pocket clips are nice and durable, so you don't have to worry about it getting caught on stuff and breaking, even though I did have one pocket clip from Coldsteel get caught on something and bend. It didn't break, I just had to bend it back. It was that's a pretty decent chunk of steel right there for the pocket clip, so I don't know. So slash that like button if you liked it. Stab that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next video. Later.